Stan, you ever notice Matt's up at 7:30 a.m. actually being productive?
Yeah. While we're still deciding if eating gummy bears is a mindfulness practice.
But seriously, man, Kindness Rising isn't just a show. It's a full wake-up vibe.
Yeah, man, it's got real get-after-it energy.
So don't hit snooze, people. Wake up with Kindness Rising, and as always, stay uncommon, stay kind.
Just hit your wallet or your relationships. It hits your wellness too. The stress, the sleepless nights, the urge to grab quick fixes. But here's a twist. Failure can actually be the best teacher of your mind and your body if you slow down long enough to listen.
This is Kindness Rising.
Appreciate you coming out today. Welcome into the Fox's Den. I'm Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and I'm here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. to kick off the Mornings in the Lab Network day. I'm here to deliver your morning dose of humanity, humor, and heart. And today we've got 7 funny fail-fueled wellness killers, pickle juice, and we will be keeping an eye on our buddies Calder and Stanley as we approach the scheduled Neighborhood Talent Show on Friday. Here's a quick catch-up for those of you that are just joining us. It all started when Stan, the earnest dreamer with a heart of gold and brain of warm wobbly lava lamp dew, yanked the microphone out of someone's hand at a neighborhood karaoke party because the vibes were off. That impulsive moment set off a chain reaction. He convinced Cal they needed to do something bold to boost their neighborhood morale, and what they came up with was a talent show. Since then, the duo has been in full production mode, and spoiler alert, failures are piling up like bad decisions at an open bar wedding.
I signed us up for the talent show. Last time you were on stage, you froze like a deer in headlights.
Anyway, I wasn't frozen. I was dramatically pausing.
For 3 minutes?
Cal, I nailed the talent show audition.
Stan, you tripped before we even started singing.
Yeah, but it was rhythmic tripping. Why does every script you write end with me falling off stage?
Because the audience loves a good flop, Cal. It's called dramatic timing.
More like public humiliation.
Okay, that was bad, even for me.
See?
If you can laugh at yourself, the audience laughs with you.
Then I'm basically the funniest guy alive.
They're out there auditioning and rehearsing, and somehow they convinced John Anderson, that Goliath-sized presence and Gandalf wisdom from Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, to join us on the talent show. He agreed to headline this potential disaster with a set that might just save the whole thing. The stages are set and the stakes are high. Stay tuned, because the curtain rises Friday on the most uncommon talent show you've ever seen. And wellness today, that can feel like a competitive sport. We count steps, we track our macros, and we chase hacks like our health is a video game we're trying to beat. But the truth is, when failure hits, doubling down blindly doesn't really make us stronger. It only makes our chances of burnout even greater. Gen Xers, we didn't call it mindfulness back in the day. We called it zoning out to Pink Floyd. And you know what? That pause was doing something. It was resetting us. It was letting us breathe. Jam band friends out there, they know too that the song train wrecks, when the drummer's off, the solo collapses, the band doesn't quit. They listen, they reset the rhythm and build it back stronger. That's mindfulness. Staying present in the flop and finding your way forward. And here's the kindness piece. Slowing down in failure gives you space to forgive yourself. Wellness is not just important for our bodies, but it's important for our minds and our emotions too. Forgiving ourselves is a huge place to start. It's called balance. And when you put kindness in balance, they're like 2 strings that tug together and turn a stumble into a rhythm you can actually dance to. This is Kindness Rising. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to jump in here to the comments real quick. Of course, we have our friends, Lady Drew and Be Driven. That's Bernard. Stay buzzy, Bernard. Good morning and blessed be. Good morning, Lady Drew, and good morning, Bernard. And Mike Sullivan over on the horizontal. Mike, are you going with Mike Sullivan? Are you going with Shamrock? What's up? I hope things are going well on your journey. Hello, Harmony Smith. Welcome to Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, and humor. Holroyd's here too. Glad to see you, buddy. Always here, always dropping good stuff into the comments. We're building a community here, a community that gets up at 7:30 in the morning with me, with Kindness Rising, and then gets over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends on that channel, because they're going to be bringing it to Keith and John, Marty, and the whole gang. So welcome to Kindness Rising. We're talking today a little bit, it's our failure week. So we're talking about some of our missteps and our failures, but we're talking about our way through those too and how we get to our next step. Let's check in again on our buddies.
Cal, I'm finding my inner peace before the talent show. He found his inner nap.
Yeah, he found his inner nap. That is great. All right. So Cal is trying to help Stan through those steps. Okay. All right, let's get to this little ditty right here. I named this one Alrighty Step. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. All right, so we talked with Cal and Stan. Now we're going to roll into our kindness spotlight. Two groups that show us how wellness and kindness play out when life goes sideways. Let's first talk about Mindfulness Without Borders. They bring mindfulness into classrooms and communities around the world, not as some perfect Zen practice, but as a tool for dealing with stress, failure, and everyday chaos. Their programs help young people and educators build emotional resilience through practical, trauma-informed practices. It's not about escaping reality. It's about learning to meet it with more clarity, breath, and intention. Check out mindfulnesswithoutborders.org. Next up, we've got National Alliance on Mental Illness. We've talked about them before, but the National Alliance on Mental Illness is a lifeline for millions facing mental illness. They offer free support groups, education, and advocacy when life feels unmanageable. Whether it's depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, or more, they remind us that mental health struggles don't mean the end of the road. Through peer connection and real-world support, they show us how kindness and self-awareness can turn breakdowns into breakthroughs. Both of these organizations, they remind us that wellness isn't about never failing. It's about how you reset what you do. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining in here on Kindness Rising. I really appreciate you. Inner nap. Yep, lady. He found his inner nap. Okay, Harmony. Well, let's see what he's doing next. Anybody got any ideas, any thoughts? All right, classic.
Forget coffee. Pickle Brine is the ultimate wellness booster. It's failure flavored.
All right, I promised pickles on today's show. We got Cal over there. Harmony Smith, thank you for adding and subbing. I appreciate you. Stay involved, stay out there in our community. Lady Drew is out there. Be Driven is out there. There is a great community here. I appreciate you, Harmony. All right. Well, Cal and Stan, they're getting up and getting after it, trying their pickle juice. I don't know. We'll have to see what that's all about. Actually, I did some research because I was just like, I didn't realize people are doing this. Absolutely. Pickle juice is being used in a variety of ways. The most common way that I saw prescribed or used is for muscle cramps. But there are people out there doing shots of pickle like crazy too. And looks like while there's really no known harms except that taste, that the long-term effects aren't as important as just having good nutrition, right? Taking pickle juice, fine, drink your pickle juice. But if you don't do the things that you need to do every day to take care of yourself, all the pickle juice in the world's not going to leave you with anything but a sour taste. Ha 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 ha. I came up with that one myself. All right, Harmony, thank you again for joining and subbing. I appreciate you, and we're glad to have you here in the community. Stay active, stay involved. Appreciate it. All right. So moving on, you've probably heard me mention over the past few episodes, those of you who've come and stuck around, that I've been weaving some ideas into Kindness Rising. There's 6 things that our show is going to be based on. They're the pillars of our show. They're what we talk about and what we do here at Kindness Rising. I want you to think of them as the threads, the strings that we pull on to make life just a little bit better, right? And there happens to be 6 of them, and so does a guitar. So we'll talk about the 6 strings. But the guitar is an easy way to think about it because each string makes its own note. But when you put them together, there's all the harmony you're going to need. So you can put your strings together with harmony. Over the next week, I'll be sharing more about the 6 strings and how each one connects to your daily choices, your wellness, and your kindness. Consider this a little sneak peek into the framework that we're going to be talking about. It's just going to be woven into our shows with rhythm, with intention, and helping us each to live uncommonly. So stay tuned. The 6 strings are coming. Jason Rouff, thank you. Big chest. Yes. Yes, you're referring to me. I definitely have a big chest. Jason, welcome aboard. We are glad to have you. All right. What else is going on in the comments here? Mike Sullivan still getting at it. Sauerkraut juice is good too. All right. I've heard that too. Actually, I had sauerkraut last night. I make a pretty mean sauerkraut, actually. I use some chili powder, some cumin, some black pepper, obviously, a little bit of smoked paprika, put it on the stove with the kraut. And then at the end, I hit just a little bit, because we don't do a whole lot of drinking at our house, just a little bit of beer. Classic beer is the best, like just a Budweiser, just a beer flavored beer. Last night, all we had around, because we're not drinking much these days, is a porter. I dropped a hint of porter in it. It gives it a little sweetness. It was delicious. Love sauerkraut. So Mike Sullivan, thanks for the reminder about our fermented food. I think there's been proven good health benefits to that. All right. Appreciate everyone coming out. Thank you so much. So we left Cal and Stan with their pickle juice, and let's see what it might happen to them next as they work their way through their wellness hacks.
Okay, man, maybe failure isn't bad. Maybe we just snack our way through it.
Snacks don't fix failure, dude.
But they do sound like kindness.
Silliness from those guys listening to their snacks. Stan, I think, it lives on another plane sometimes, but yeah, they're not thinking snacks might be the way to wellness, but I'm not so sure about that. They are stocking up for the talent show on Friday, apparently. I don't know, there's going to be snacks there. All right, so here we go. Welcome back to Kindness Rising. I appreciate each one of you out there in the community, getting up, getting after it. Absolutely appreciate it. Mom, fermentation makes it happen. Yes, Mom. Roseanne Rouff over on the horizontal. I appreciate you, Mom. Hope you're having a great morning. So yeah, in branding, we always talk a little bit about branding, right? Failure is inevitable. A product launch flops, a message misses, a show bombs. The question isn't whether you fail. The question is really how you respond. Brands that survive and thrive don't pretend it didn't happen. They acknowledge it. They learn from it, and they rebuild with authenticity. which is part of our 5-ingredient recipe for personal branding here at the Mornings in the Lab Network, which is what I'm doing here on Kindness Rising. And you can too. You're bringing your experience, your expertise, your authenticity, your trust, and of course, a little bit of entertainment to put our 5-ingredient recipe in action. It's how you survive and thrive in today's world. We're doing it right here, right in front of you, as my personal brand evolves, frankly, from what I'm doing in the world and being uncovered, because it's always there. It's just finding that natural authenticity, and we're doing it right in front of you. I've spent a lot of time looking at what other content is out there, and we are building a business, absolutely building a business, but we're here first as a community. My observation of the content that's out there, and of course, I think ours is the best on Mornings in the Lab. That goes without saying, because the observation is that you got some rough choices out there. We appreciate that you choose us, but there are some rough choices out there. You've got the classic news anchor, the talking head, people showing stuff going on, leaning into the old adage, if it bleeds, it leads, trying to get everybody all worked up and distracting your attention towards negativity and division. Then you've got the new generation of live. There's a lot of those out there too. I get sucked into them too. People just talking, just like I'm kind of doing right now. But those people are, sometimes it's a little interesting to see what's going on in someone's life for a second, but they're going to bore you in the long run. They're going to bore you with streams of uninformed opinions and insights into their average lives. And it's like, all right, so tell me something, give me a point of view, give me some information I can take away. That's what we're building right here on Mornings in the Lab Network and at Kindness Rising, a place to get up, get after it with information, education, and entertainment. Have a little fun and play it right to get your day started. All right, you got to go, Harmony. We appreciate that you're out there. I'm here till 8 a.m. live. You can catch me at Kindness Rising on YouTube. I'm Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Those are my primary channels. I'm also on Insta and TikTok and those others. If you want a brand that sticks and you want to help make it work for you, then maybe you should come see me, Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and we'll help you get going. Lady Drew, 1248, where Harmony is. Okay, so is that AM or PM right now? I don't know where you are in the world. Maybe you're that's 5 hours ahead. 5 hours, is that Western Europe? I don't know. Okay, so anywho, appreciate everyone coming out. I was going to mention Lady Drew. You mentioned my bandana. You like this bandana? This is kind of an interesting one. If you take a look around and you look real close, there are actually Grateful Dead dancing bears on it. It's a little subtle pattern. And we'll keep going at it with our Grateful Dead stuff. So always those little subtle patterns, but I like this one too. I actually picked it up at a really cool place called the Windmill, which is in Penn Yan, New York, where there's a lot of homemade goods and things. Heather and I took a trip out there and checked that out. So it was pretty cool. Thanks, Lady Drew. Appreciate you. All right. So we were talking a little bit about personal branding. I got into my bandana. I don't know if that's entertaining for you or not, but you asked about it. So anyway, the point is, you got your talking heads in the news. You've got people who are just yakking and not really saying anything, or are completely misinformed or uninformed with what they say and are just giving shout outs to people only all day. Or you've got a network where we deliver on those 5 ingredients: experience, expertise, authenticity, trust, and entertainment. And we are here for you. We appreciate you all out there. Story about it.
There has to be a better way.
Where have you been, brother?
Dave, I've been working on a new podcast.
Ditch the podcast idea, man. Start hosting a live show instead.
But how?
Easy. Join the Mornings in the Lab live network. All you got to do is show up. The lab takes care of the rest.
You guys are the best.
Live beats boring, pre-recorded podcasting every time. True motherfucking story. Join the Mornings in the Lab live network today.
Caught me with my mug in my hand. All right. Appreciate everyone out there. Welcome back to Kindness Rising. We are having a great time this morning on September 10th. And we appreciate everyone that comes out and hangs out with us on the show. Come stick around. And then don't forget to get over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. They are on at 8 a.m. and they bring a whole nother level of energy, excitement, information, education, and entertainment. But let's get practical with our reality check here. I talked about it. Funny, fail-fueled wellness killers. These are 7 funny, fail-fueled wellness kickers. We'll go through them. I'd love to hear your comments. What were your funny wellness fails? Maybe you learned something about wellness here. You learned it over with John Anderson and Keith Billis over on Mornings in the Lab or wherever you learned it, and maybe you had it and maybe you failed, but the point is we focus on it. Here's the first one that will get you. Pulling all-nighters. Sleep doesn't roll over like Blockbuster late fees. Skipping rest just turns your brain into a glitchy AOL dial-up. Beep, bop, boop, boop. Pickle Brine energy shots. This one's for our buddy Calder over there. Sorry, it's not hydration. It's actually punishment. Super high amounts of salt in pickles. If you're doing the pickle juice trend, you do have to watch that. I don't know how the other fermented stuff that we talked about earlier fits into that, but I do know that some of the research that I did just warned that very specific thing. It does help with muscle cramps. Apparently, that was pretty consistently out there, and but the warnings against salt in pickle juice was pretty common too, particularly from the medical community. All right, snooze button meditations. All right, we don't snooze here at Kindness Rising. We don't hit the snooze over at Mornings in the Lab either. If you're drooling, you're not Zen. I don't even know why I wrote that, but get up, get moving. You still got to be cool and be relaxed. But if you're sleeping, you can't do anything. So don't hit that snooze button. Get the right amount of sleep. Get on a consistent schedule. Get up when your alarm goes off. Hustle harder workouts. Pushing your body, especially after you've had a flop, it won't make you stronger. It will just make you break faster. Isolation mode. There's another funny fail-fueled wellness killer, although it's not really that funny. We've got a lot of people who are feeling isolated right now, but if your only post-failure conversation is with the pizza guy, it's time to phone a friend. We got to talk about our failures together. It helps us to live and learn, to be open to each other. We might learn or teach somebody from our own fail. I think that's really, really important. And the last one is self-talking like a gym coach. Don't yell at yourself. Your inner voice is what's going to tell you to move forward. It's going to keep you going. It's going to keep you resilient, but you don't have to go pick it up, slacker, get moving. Just stay steady. Steady wins the race. You're not building yourself a cortisol factory of getting crazy and coming down, getting crazy and coming down. Try a little kindness. Be cool. It's cheaper and it works. Welcome everybody to Kindness Rising. I appreciate it. Those are your 7 funny fail-fueled wellness kickers. And let's see, as we're winding down towards the end here, if Cal and Stan have figured anything out at all.
So naps, brine, and chips aren't wellness?
No, man. Wellness isn't about hacks. It's It's about balance and kindness.
So failing is okay if we fail kindly?
Yeah, that's the first mindful thing you've said.
Balance tastes like nacho cheese.
Apparently, balance tastes like nacho cheese to Stan. Oh my goodness. I think he enjoys his snacks just a little too much. Anyway, that's Cal and Stan for today. We talked, I'll play them all the way through to tell their little story here at the end. So if you're interested in Cal and Stan, I've heard people are. I'm doing my best. I'm learning along the way. We do lean into AI right here on Kindness Rising. I love using it every day. You can have the arguments people do about the creativity of it. You're either on board or you're not. And this is the way the world is going. So I'm excited to be learning it every day. And I learned it with my buddy Keith Billis over at Mornings in the Lab and the Mornings in the Lab Network, and our friends Melissa and Jimmy and all the team here. Very small but mighty team at Mornings in the Lab Network that's only growing, and we can help you too. We can help you. We've talked about it before. I'll talk about it again. One more little shot. Personal branding. If you want to learn the way to use these tools for personal branding to make sure that you stand out from the noise of podcasts and just talking head videos and that kind of stuff, we can help you at Mornings in the Lab. We'll help you uncover your eat. We'll help you build your channel on the production side. We do it all with you to help you get up, get after it, and bring your best self every day to the world. This is a great way to do it. We also have our down and dirty ad packs. Don't forget, if you're out there and you've got a brand and you want to get your word out there in a unique and eye-catching and interesting way that really reflects you, we can do it super quick for you. Down and dirty ad packs. We can bring you into the world. We can bring you and your customers to life, and it'll be fun. So please come on, join us. It's a good time. Mornings in the Lab Network. Absolutely. Moving on to that. It's almost 8 o'clock, top of the hour. Keith, John, and friends will be coming out to tackle the one habit that fixes your morning routine. Here's the connection between what we're doing here, what they're doing there. When failure throws us off balance, our mornings are often the first to go. We hit snooze, we skip breakfast, or we rush out the door all stressed. But if you anchor yourself with just one habit that brings balance and kindness into your morning, it sets the rhythm for the whole day. That's the same principle we've been talking about here. Failing kindly doesn't mean doing everything right. It means building steady rhythms you can return to, starting with the way you begin your day. So stick around. Keith's got the next step in turning your mornings and your mindset into something that lasts. Before I send you over to Keith, John, and friends, though, I'll give you a quick recap of our buddies, Cal and Stan, to see what kind of nonsense they did today. All right.
Cal, I'm finding my inner peace before the talent show.
He found his inner nap.
Forget coffee. Pickle Brine is the ultimate wellness booster. It's failure flavored.
Okay, man, maybe failure isn't bad. Maybe we just snack our way through it. Man.
Snacks don't fix failure, dude.
But they do sound like kindness.
So naps, brine, and chips aren't wellness?
No, man. Wellness isn't about hacks. It's about balance and kindness.
So failing is okay if we fail kindly?
Yeah, that's the first mindful thing you've said all day.
Balance tastes like nacho cheese.
Nibo, thank you very much. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate you. I hope you get up with us every morning, 7:30 a.m. This is Kindness Rising on the Mornings in the Lab Network. Failure will happen, but how you meet it matters. Balance keeps you steady. Kindness keeps you whole. Think of failure like a jam off the rails. If you stay present, you can always bring the music back. And as we always say right here on Kindness Rising, stay uncommon and stay kind.